YouTubers, it is I, Omki or Excalibur here, bringing you a toy review. Now, I've had this toy for a while, and, well, honestly, I think it's my favorite from the Transformers line right before the new movie release, the 2010-2011, or early 2011 line. And I can't explain why it's really my favorite, other than what I'm about to get into. So let's not hesitate and let's look at For Cybertron Megatron. Now, for those of you who don't know the character from or haven't played the video game, For Cybertron Megatron is very much in the vein of Prime Megatron, which, if you look at the Transformer Wiki, pretty much does say that the two are the same, which I don't think that's true because, you know, Transformers War for Cybertron Megatron is a bit more G1 than Prime's Megatron is, but who knows? Maybe they'll make some kind of connections as the show goes on. Now, let's first talk about, obviously, the robot mode here. Honestly, this is the best part of the figure, the robot mode. And again, my only complaint with this figure is that it is, well, too small. Very much like the War for Cybertron Optimus Prime, but this figure just, even though it's not the right size, just gives off this aura of evil and badassery. I mean, just, you can even see it in the head sculpt right there. He's got this nice little frowny scowl thing of utter seriousness, and you can just look at this figure and, well, know that he means business. In fact, I think this is a better looking Megatron than the classics Megatron that we got years and years ago. And yeah, that one turned into a gun, but he never really did capture the same feeling that I get with this figure. I can, you know, put him with the rest of my collection, and he just seems to stand out, and I can't really explain why that is. But still, this figure, out of all the figures that I've bought in the last year or so, I think this is my favorite. It's a very close, very close run between him and, you know, the new Lugnut figure, which I'm a huge Lugnut fan, but we'll talk about that figure more if and whenever I get there. And if you hear that noise in the background, that is my pet chinchilla getting himself a drink of water. Just so. Yes. Anyways. But I think the main reason why I like this Megatron figure more than a lot of the others is that he has a very good cannon to figure ratio. Then that the cannon is not too outrageously big that if you were to move it in a certain way, and there he goes running on his little wheel. Sorry about that, but as if depending on how you position some of these other Megatrons with these huge cannons, they topple over, and they just kind of look ridiculous with these huge cannons. But with this Megatron, you don't have that. You really have him just looking like the badass with a good-sized frickin' cannon on his arm. Now, and here it is in his vehicle mode, and it can change from hover tank to tank mode, which I actually have to admit is a really nice feature for this toy, because in the game all of the vehicles had a hover and a non-hover mode, And it's just something that I'm very surprised that none of the other figures except for Megatron really use in their designs. But anyways, but at the same time, this figure is, well, dinky, especially for a tank. I mean, for it being a tank as well as for being a Megatron figure, it's really surprising that they're so small. It's kind of like the new Megatron figure for the Dark of the Moon series, with him only being a Voyager class, which the last few movies we've gotten leader class Megatrons, which have all really kind of sucked. But again, that's not what this review is about, really. This is about For Cybertron Megatron. And again, it's disappointing that he is so small, but at the same time, this figure for me has a lot of character behind it, and I think that's probably the reason why I love it so much. Also, he's got these very nice sculpted hands. As you can see, they're kind of this relaxed, you know, hand, which, you know, it doesn't quite work for a lot of poses, but I mean, if you were to make a little chair for him, and you were to set him in it like this, again, I don't have a little chair, but just imagine if you had a little chair for the guy, and you set him down in it like so, he would look kind of menacing. And that's another thing that I'd like to mention, is that this cannon is detachable and you can reattach it and whatnot, and honestly he looks good with and without the cannon. He still has this kind of menacing presence to him that I feel like a lot of Megatron just don't have. We've never gotten that with any of the movie Megatrons, and the only one I can think of as of late that has had any kind of menace to it was the animated Megatron figure. But I gotta admit, this figure pulls off the menace far better than that figure. So I know this has been kind of up in the air, but I'm trying to get back again to my roots. So with that said, that is War for Cybertron Megatron. Those are my thoughts about the figure. Hoped you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't really that informative of a video, but we'll be getting more videos to come. So until then, this is Omki or Scholar say, take it easy, guys. If it's easy, take it twice. Later.
And it's so easy when you're evil. This is the life you see. The devil tips his hat to me. I do it all